right, guys, we looked at some artwork. Some was cave art, some was modern art, and they were all about food. And today we're gonna do two drawings, one about food then, so like what food used to be in cave art times, and what food now looks like. So I'm gonna start with the food then piece of art. We want this to look old and aged. So what I'm gonna do is take it and crumble it up into a ball. And then open it back up. If it rips a little bit around the edges, that's okay, because I want it to look worn and rugged. Now I'm just gonna spread it back out, and now I'm ready to draw on it. I wanna turn this into a scene that is reminiscent of cave art. Obviously it isn't cave art, I'm drawing on a piece of paper, not in a cave, but I'm gonna look through these images from cave art and pick some that I think would look like food or food acquisition at that time. So I'm gonna do maybe this like antelope or deer. And if I'd like to, I can start in pencil, but I'm gonna be working in Sharpie. So here's the head, and these are really, really simple. Here's the antlers. I'll make a little ear here. Here's the neck, the body, the tail. And you can see my marker is kind of starting to get gray. If that happens to you, I want you to trade markers. Here's a little tail. And I can even draw a person behind it, like really simple. Here's the head, the neck, the body, legs. And I'm gonna make him look like he has a bow and arrow, because that's how people got food in cave times. Now the process to get our food is a little bit different. And I'm gonna make the head right there. Okay, maybe I'll make a smaller one just to fill up the space, like there's one in the background far away, another deer. And here's another deer, maybe running away. This one was running away a little more successfully from the caveman. Then I'm going to add color. Now, when we looked at the cave art, we noticed that it was made of mostly neutral colors. These are neutral colors. They're not warm or cool. They're in between. They're like browns and grays. And that's mostly what cave art is made of, neutral colors. So I'm gonna fill my deer with this brown color. Then I'm gonna swap it out. Maybe I'll get this darker brown color and fill my other deer. Maybe I'll make my person with this kind of tan gray color. It's not showing up very well. Nah, that shows up better. And then I'm just gonna kind of shade to fill my background. So I don't want it to just look empty around. So I'm gonna take my neutral colored crayons and I'm just shading around. And I can change colors when I feel like it. Maybe I'll make some grass on the ground here. But again, I'm just using neutral colors. So even though the grass is green, I'm gonna use this brown color. In cave art times, they didn't really have access to the same paint and tools as we have to make our crayons or our paint green. They were using things like dirt and ashes to create their paint and art. All right, so my piece about food then is done. Now I wanna make a piece about food now. Okay, now I wanna start on my piece about food now. I've crumbled up my paper, and I can look through this if I like, but this has images of all different kinds of food that you might find now, or that maybe you've even eaten this week. And something I've eaten this week is sushi. I love sushi. So I'm gonna make my piece about food now, sushi. In cave art times, they definitely did not have sushi. So I'm gonna make an oval here and another oval. A line there, curve. This one's gonna be a bumpy sushi roll. Maybe it has the rice on the outside. And I'm gonna curve it. Now I'm gonna make a circle in here. That's the fish or the vegetable that's inside the sushi roll. Maybe I'll make a chopstick. My marker's kind of starting to go gray, so I'm gonna swap it out for a new one. All right, I'm gonna give my sushi a little bit of texture. These lines kind of show how it feels. And maybe I'll make a cup of boba tea. I really like boba tea. It's this tea that has bubbles in it, and I like to drink it when I get sushi. Another bad marker. So I'm making a cup in the background with a straw that comes out. And boba tea has these little bubbles. They're like, I don't even know how to describe them. They're kind of like gummies inside it. All right. And maybe I'll put my sushi on a plate. Right now it looks like it's just floating in space. All right. So now I'm going to add color. And now we have access to all these colors now. We have warm colors and cool colors. And I'm gonna fill this piece knowing that. So I do have a green crayon because it's much, much later and we have access to technology to create all of these beautiful colors. So I'm gonna color in this with all the colors, both warm and cool. I'm gonna make my straw this fun blue color. Maybe I'll make this a yellow. The bubbles in my tea, maybe they're blue. The bubbles in the tea can be all different kinds of colors. Maybe my chopsticks are red. I'm gonna color my plate, maybe it's orange. And then I'm gonna do the same thing where I shade the background, but I can have any color I want. So instead of doing just neutral colors, maybe I'll do this turquoise color to shade in a little bit. Maybe I'll swap out and grab, I have lots of blues in here, but not a lot of other colors. Purple. There's no purple in my art yet. So this is food now. It's a lot brighter. It's a lot more processed in that it has to go through different processes. We're not just hunting and then eating the meat over a fire. We have things like sushi where they get the meat and they cut it and they send it to a market and someone buys it. So a lot of different things are happening to make our food today that weren't happening in the time of cave art. So now I have two pieces of art. Food then and food now. They're both on this cool kind of like cave art looking paper, but they can be displayed next to each other to show the progress in how we get food throughout time.